Hit subscribe so that you don't miss another update from India Film Project.
A very warm welcome to India Film Project Talk Shop, brought to you by Sanyo in association with Himalayan. The guest we have today, if I have to describe him in just one word, that's versatile. I think he's multitasking. And he's more than multitasking because he is into direction, he is into writing, he is also into choreography and dance. The guest we have today, he studied acting in a film institute while he was doing his master degree, and he ended up becoming the director of those 100 crore film club in the initial years of his career. We have the director for Humpty Sharma ki Dulhania and Badrinath ki Dulhania, and no party in India ends without the song that his film has gifted us, Saturday maker Shashank Khaitan on the sets of India Film Project. Very welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
I think while I said multitasker, those people who might just know you by your films, which are all 100 crore marks, both the films, the initial films, they might not really know about a few things which we will unfold while the conversation goes ahead.
Okay.
To begin with, a writer, a director, a little bit of producer as well initially, with the
yes.
very first film,
Yes.
lyricist, choreographer.
Forced lyricist.
Yes. So many things. While I discuss about Shashank's look around 1.5 months back, he was all bald.
Yeah.
You know, this is quite fast, the hair growth.
The photograph was really old. It wasn't a fresh one.
Oh, I thought it was a Bahubali effect.
No. It was.
Katappa effect.
We got the photograph back to promote Bahubali because Dharma is involved.
Oh,
so
yes.
I have to be loyal to my company.
There goes the quick connect. All right. And I've seen your other pictures as well. Like even last year you were all bald, you know, last summers. So that's your very favorite summer look?
I mean, I keep getting bored of myself. So whatever helps me kind of just rejuvenate and look in the mirror and say that, acha, aaj main acha lag raha hu. So I just do that.
You've been very regular on Twitter initially, but these days I don't see any tweets from you. So are you on a social media detox, Shashank?
I was on a, it was not a detox as such. I'm not extremely active.
Okay.
But I was trying to kind of just spend some time with my family post Badri.
Okay.
I was also just kind of trying to stay away from the constant need to be, update yourself on social media.
All right. I think there's not a single party across India which goes without your song. Saturday was such a hit. So I want to ask initially, because it was just the first film that you made, a commercial film, and it was a super hit, it was viral.
You know, so I've grown up watching Bollywood films of the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
So I was very sure that my first film, and if I'm fortunate enough, that it should have song sequences.
Right.
I'm someone who really is fond of dancing. So I had hoped that my debut film would have those kind of songs, which do become anthems or become, or rather just kind of have that expression of love, have that expression of celebration. And we were very fortunate that we got a song like Saturday, which was not something we made. We acquired that song. It was already released in Punjab. We bought the rights of the song, we recreated a little bit, and we shot a very cool music video with it. And we were actually very fortunate that even the songs of my next film, Badri, became such big hits, and they've been like, I've been hearing them all along. So yes, I would say I definitely feel extremely happy, extremely proud. But I think honestly, more than me, it's the friends and relatives around who are more excited, because anywhere you go and suddenly the song plays and they're like, yeah, there you go. And I'm like, okay man, I know it's done, right? So yeah, I mean, you feel extremely proud and happy.
Very few people might be aware of you, not just as a director, as a writer, as a lyricist. Very few people might be aware of your career as a choreographer.
Yes,
That's
yes,
true?
absolutely. I started, I grew up in a small town of Nasik.
Nasik.
I always wanted to be part of the movies since at least my teens. There you don't know how to get it.
Yes.
So for me, dancing was the way to kind of get into entertainment. I had a dance instructor, teacher, in a sense, my guru called Akash Karnatki, who's a very big name in Ahmedabad, in all of Gujarat for that matter. And he taught me dance, he taught me events, he taught me a lot about choreography. So I kind of started off learning with him and then became an instructor. And the idea really was, I felt at that point of time, this is the one thing which is going to take me towards Bollywood or towards the Hindi film industry.
Right.
That's how I got into it. More than dancing or choreographing or as a choreographer, it was teaching which I really enjoyed the most, because I got to interact with a lot of students, all of different age brackets. We had classes for 3-year-olds right up till classes for about 60-year-olds.
Wow.
And I think that was a great phase of my life. It was a fun process. We were very young and enthusiastic, and we were operating in, as you said, in Ahmedabad, in Baroda, in Surat, in Nasik, and taking workshops all across the country. And yeah, man, it's been a very special phase of my life.
You have been fortunately part of such a huge banner, which could have been a dream for a filmmaker all his life, and it might as well happen that he might not get through Dharma Productions team.
Correct.
You've done that since your first film ever.
I don't believe in words like talent. I believe in just pure hard work. And I feel that if you're hardworking, you can achieve anything. So I've always believed in that. I in fact was very sure that if I do make a film, I will make it only with Dharma Productions or Yash Raj Films, because I had burnt my fingers producing a own film of mine. I had lost money on that. I kind of knew the process of making a movie, and if it does not release, what it does to you, what it does to your family. So I was aware of that.
I've heard that on the sets, you are very composed. You never shout. You are always composed kind of a director. Generally, you don't get to see that. People are all on panic mode when you're making a film with this kind of banner. So I heard you chant.
I chant, yes. I follow Buddhism. I chant Namyoho Renge Kyo, which is, we believe, the most fundamental law of the universe. And I think my composure comes from the fact that I really invest a lot of time building a very strong team, whether it's my assistant director's team or all my HODs. And I also truly believe that when all of them are on board, they're all professionals. They're all extremely qualified to do what they are doing. So when they're on board, I just have to trust all of them. And I don't think so shouting helps. I genuinely don't believe. I just feel it spoils the environment. You much rather be peaceful and happy. And if a problem comes, you tackle it.
I'm sure there can't be any film which doesn't face last minute, panic moments.
I remember shooting for Humpty Sharma ki Dulhania in Chandigarh, and we were shooting in Feb, which is supposed to be the best weather to shoot there. And the day we reached there and we started shoot, and it suddenly started raining. And it was Feb, it was completely uncalled for. It was my first film, we were on a budget which was tight. We were trying to finish things on time, and suddenly it started raining, and in a schedule of almost 20 days, it ended up raining for 3 days. And we were like, what's going to happen? There could have been panic, but I remember what me and my team members did is we quickly started running around. Everyone put the patras, those plastic bags to cover everything so it doesn't get wet.
Right.
And after that, while we were waiting, everyone was kind of looking at me, ki, what's going to happen next? We called for some samosas and garam chai. We put on some music and we started dancing in the rain, right? And suddenly the atmosphere relaxed, and Varun, Alia Bhatt and the vans, they came out, everyone, and joined us, and it became a big party on set. And the idea was, it's raining, you can't do anything about it, so you might as well enjoy the rain, and when it gets over, we'll get back to work. And we did that, and it stopped raining after 2 or 3 days, whatever number of days it rained. We started shooting, and we ended up recovering all the time that we had lost, and we ended up leaving on the same day, which we were scheduled to leave at.
While it comes to your initial career, you joined in Ishaqzadeh team as an aspirational actor. You also acted in Ishaqzadeh,
Yes.
and then you also joined in Ishaqzadeh team as a assistant director. So how
So
did that
I
happen?
didn't become an official assistant director as such. I did it unofficially. I basically, I was asked to do a role in the film. When I went to meet the director of the film, Habib Faisal sir, for the first time.
Yes.
I requested him that, I would love to do the role, but my passion or my heart lies in directing movies. I had already directed a film by then, which was called Sherwani Kahaan Hai.
Yes, yes.
I showed him the trailer of that film and I requested him that if the opportunity does arise, please do let me assist on set as well. So I think he took a liking for me. He was someone who was very encouraging and he treated me very well. And I think that's how on set, when the opportunity did come up, he said that, just help us out, just assist. And it helped me get another film with Yash Raj where I started off assisting. So I just took whatever was being offered, I kind of just tried and grab it with both hands and say that, opportunity mil raha, I should just keep working.
Like how you just mentioned some time back that your wife is always up to the question, what next?
Right.
Move ahead, move on is what she always pushes you like.
Yes.
So she doesn't stay in Mumbai with you, right? She stays in Nashik or no?
She is also an entrepreneur. She is an educationist. So yes, she has a business.
Right?
Her school is in Nashik.
Right.
So we keep traveling. I think a modern day relationship is defined by the fact that people should chase their passions. And I could be in a corporate job in Nashik and traveling 30 days a month and not get to see her. Versus we both are actively chasing our passions. And I think we spend a lot of time together and we spend some time away from each other as well. But I think that's a hallmark of a modern relationship, whereby we give each other enough space, we give each other's passions enough respect, and we do not have hopes that either one of us will quit our passion for each other.
Like what your film says.
Yeah, I think a film is a reflection of what you think, and
yes.
that's exactly how I believe. I've never even thought about asking her that today, by God's grace, I'm doing well, that come and live in Mumbai and leave that. It's not even a thought which has crossed my mind.
Wow.
I think happy people make happy partners.
Wow.
So I think I just pray that we both remain happy, and I think if we can do that, everyone around us will be happy.
That's where your Buddhist philosophy is so much evidently reflecting.
Yes,
happy people make happy life.
Absolutely.
Your wife makes everybody very happy on sets where she brings a lot of cupcakes very often, is it?
Oh,
I've heard that.
Yes, she is the official brownie, cookie and cupcake provider. In fact, all my assistants are very, very fond of her, and the minute they look at her, they don't look at her, they start looking around, where are the bags? Where are the cookie bags? Where's the food? Yeah, I think, in fact, it's a joke that she's like, I think if I come to set without any food, you guys are not even going to welcome me.
Is she your first listener always? Because you're a writer as well,
Right.
not just a director, but
Right.
a writer as well. So
Oh, she definitely is.
it's always her? If Shashank gets a very interesting plot or something which he notices and he says that from here we can take a story ahead.
Right.
So who's that first person whom you give a call and share the idea with?
So it would definitely be Nalini, my wife. My sisters are two people I share it with. I have two best friends who also are part of the industry and they were batchmates with me, Sarvesh and Paras. Those are two people I share it with. Okay. Now, of course, there's Varun. Varun is someone I share all my ideas with, because also we are also actively always thinking what to do next together. So I think these are the set of 5-6 people I would share pretty much my ideas and my stories with.
When you have a progressive person sitting in front of us, Karan Johar, he recently admitted that while he showed Kajol, being accepted in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai after she getting on the stereotypical sari look. Correct. And as a tomboy, she was never accepted. Correct. So he admitted that I was wrong while portraying this. Okay. So has this admission from his end been instrumental, or is that a conscious decision where you show a progressive heroine coming up as the hero of the film in the end? Both the films I've seen that the women character in your films, they're very strong.
Correct. No, I don't think so. Any of that thoughts are the reason why those characters are. I think my female characters are the way they are because I've had the pleasure of having a lot of strong independent women as part of my life.
Right.
And very sorted women of my life, be it my mother, be it my sisters, be it Nalini, my wife, my mother-in-law. They've always been very sorted, very opinionated, and also very strong women. And I think that's the kind of thoughts I take forward into my movies, that whatever the story is of the characters initially, but somewhere by the end of it, I hope that I can communicate the fact that this is what it means to be equal in society.
Your mom has been a homemaker or a working woman?
She's been a homemaker. She has done odd jobs in her life, but those are jobs which come out of hobbies and trying to keep herself busy versus chasing an active career. But she's also been someone who is very, very initially in her life very tech savvy before the computer generation came in.
Oh, really?
So I remember
Wow.
she was someone who was doing MS-DOS programming much earlier in life, and she used to teach in computer classes in the in the late 80s in Nasik, you know. So she's someone who has always valued education a lot, and in that sense she's extremely progressive, yes.
Wow. And we've never heard about Shashank Khaitan talking about his family anywhere. Even on Wiki page, we have no idea what his father is up to. So is this love for movies in your DNA? What is your dad into?
My dad's a businessman. He runs a business in Nasik. He's part of a family business. But films are a very important part of my life because my mother's a trained musician. She's done trained in music. So has my younger sister, and my dad loves Hindi film songs. So right from an early age, we always had the cassettes coming into our house. So all the latest film cassettes were always in our house. Then the CD generation came in. So we were in fact always encouraged to watch movies. I was never told not to watch movies. My mother, father both love Hindi movies. And since a very young age, I've been watching black and white classics with my parents at home on VHS players.
Okay.
So I think movies was always a part of my life. Yes.
So your dad never forced you. When he's into family business, he'll always have ki hamara beta, hamara pura business aage. He never forced you a little also? He expected a little?
Well, he expected it. He, as I said, my parents are very cool parents. They're not forceful parents. They're concerned. I think when you are from business families, a Marwadi business family, you do not understand movies, so you're always concerned what's going to happen, how are you going to make a career. But my dad always wanted to play tennis for India. He was someone who has played nationals on a very high level. He was at one point in reckoning for the Davis Cup as well. But circumstances in life were such that he couldn't do it. So I think he's always secretly supported me in whatever decisions I've taken. I was a very active sportsman. I played tennis and cricket for a very long time, and very wanting to make careers out of it. So I think he's supported me in everything. Of course, they've been concerned. We've had discussions, debates, arguments as well about ye karna hai ki nahi karna hai, but they've always wanted me to be happy. So I think that's where the germ of just chasing my dream comes from.
Wow. So while we're discussing your childhood, if you refer to your college days, you've got an envious profile. Why? I'll tell you, you have been part of theatres, right? Roorkee Bypass is the play you have been part of as a lead actor.
It was actually a short film which I did as part of Whistling Woods International because it was a, as I mentioned, I graduated as an actor.
Yes.
So that was a part of a diploma film that I did.
Okay.
It was directed by one of our batchmates, Arundhati.
Yes.
And yeah, I happened to play an IIT professor in that. The only education of any worth that I've had is in that movie.
But now your wife and your mom both have been part of academies. They might have liked the kind of character you played there.
I don't think so. They enjoyed me as actors.
They did?
Very interesting fact is, after I did my course in acting and with my short films, I went to my older sister to show her my movies as an actor. And she was seeing the movies and she was like, Shashank, tum acting achhi karte ho, par I wouldn't pay money to see you on screen. So I'm like, thanks Didi, I'm just going to be graduating in the real world. But I don't think so they cared about it. And I think I'm glad they were honest to me so that it avoided some heartbreak in life.
While you have the actors of this stature, where you Alia Bhatt, the Mahesh Bhatt's daughter, and you have Varun Dhawan, you know, again a son to a director.
Correct.
What did you learn out of those two people who belong to film fraternity? Any one of them, either Alia or Varun, while the making of Humpty or the other film, Badri. They might have changed something and it might have turned out really nice.
Yeah, one kiss from Alia, first to point out Alia, there's a scene in Badri where Badri has sent a Shadi ka proposal to Vedahi's house, and Vedahi is supposed to say no to the rishta on the iPad. I had written it saying that wo starting se usko suna rahi
हाँ.
Starting से like तुमको बोल दिया ना ऐसे नहीं करनी है शादी, तुमको समझ में नहीं आता.
That is going viral on Dub Smash, by the way.
Yeah, so when we were doing the experimentation, suddenly Alia said, Shashank, what if in the starting I kind of sharmao and do, blink my eyes and say कि एक बार बोल दिए शादी नहीं करनी, नहीं समझ आता, and then change my story.
अचानक से.
So I'm like, okay, let's try it, and this is during the rehearsals. And suddenly, when she did it, it suddenly started making more sense because वो जब शर्मा रही थी, Badri and Somdev's character are really happy होने वाला, and this she changes it. So her experience comes in handy over there. And with Varun, I mean, there are so many scenes. There's a scene I remember in Humpty Sharma ki Dulhania. There was this scene where they are going to teach a lesson to two people who had cheated Alia's friend. And there's a scene in a kind of a brothel or a shady hotel.
Yes.
And Varun's supposed to be on the bed. They're putting up secret cameras.
Yes.
And suddenly, in between the take, Varun starts humping the bed. Chipper, Bhanu, Chipper, Bhanu. I'm like, Varun, what are you doing? And he's like, trust me, tu na edit mein ye rakhega. I'm like, I'm never keeping this. I'm going to cut this scene out. This is so vulgar. And I then remember going to the edit and seeing that scene, and I'm like, oh my God, it's working. And at that time when I was shooting it, I was like, hey, this is not Humpty's character, this is very vulgar. But when I saw it on the edit, it was seeming so cute and nice.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, and I called him up, I'm like, dude, I've kept it. He's like, mujhe malum tha, I know it. I'm like, हाँ, तुझे सब पता है.
You say that I had decided that my first commercial film, it has to be produced by a big banner.
Correct.
Either Dharma Productions or Yashraj Productions.
Because I'd made a film called Sherwani Kahaan Hai, that kind of became my showreel. It kind of became my film which was not even releasing, but it gave me the edge. So when I wrote the next script and I approached Dharma Productions, I met the creative developer at that time at Dharma Productions called Ryan Stephens, who's still there. And so when Ryan said, okay, what have you done? I told him, I have made a film, please have a look at it. So he actually saw the film and he saw some potential in it. And he said that, you know what, I really like the way you have written and directed it. I don't know if I can help you with this movie, but start pitching me your scripts. Okay. And then for the next 2 years, I pitched 6 scripts to him, completely from all fresh scripts, 120 pages with every dialogue written in. What? And that kind of became my training ground. It kind of started teaching me how to write scripts which are easy to pitch, how to narrate scripts, and I would go and narrate these scripts to Ryan, and he was very patient. He would say that, I'm liking something or the other in every script, but there is not one script which is coming together.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I'll write something else. And so when I say that, that was my dream, this was the work that went into it. I kept writing and I kept writing and I kept writing, and Humpty Sharma Ki Dulhania was actually my 7th script, which I had pitched to Dharma, which at that time was called Humpty Sharma The Love Story. And when I narrated the first half of that script to Ryan, and he was like, dude, there is something really nice about this script. I feel this is a film, I will give it to Karan to read and let's see what he says. And so it was after 2 years, but it was after 7 scripts. The 7th one was Humpty Sharma, and Karan kind of saw it on his table and he said, "Ye Humpty Sharma naam bada interesting hai."
Right.
And that's how he read the script, and then when he finally met me, he was like, the name of the film was very interesting. Your character's name was really interesting.
Yes.
And that's a process of learning. I learned that while writing the other 6 scripts, that maybe the one script, the name was Amit. And I said, yaar, ye Amit naam se nahi hone wala hai, kyunki log bolenge Amit to theek hai na. So that's when it gave me the idea that your names have to be interesting.
Interesting.
And that's how I learned the process of writing and
Badri.
Evolving. Yeah.
Yes.
And so I think, when I said that, yes, you should have a dream, but then you have to take action towards it. It can't just be a dream. You have to work towards that dream.
All right, this is getting very interesting, Shashank. Next, what I'm going to do here is I play a game with you. We have this thing called Build a Scene. I'll give you a character, a location, and a property. The character is a girl child.
Okay.
Location is metro city.
Any metro city in India?
Any metro city in India. You could decide your city on your own.
Okay.
And property is a pan.
So I think the visual which is coming to my head would be probably a CST station in Mumbai.
Okay.
right outside the metro station, which is, you can't get more metro than that. Right outside the, not the metro, but CST
Sticking to
station,
the,
a pan tapri,
okay.
a man making pan. Suddenly, little girl, 8 years old,
What's her name?
let's say Vidya.
Okay.
Vidya comes running, pulls up a pan from the gentleman standing making the pan. So almost you get a sense of a relationship that maybe the man is her father. Pulls the pan, puts it in, starts running on the street, and as she runs on the street, a little boy comes over there and starts making a dhol, and she starts singing a song Pan Khaye Saiya Hamar and starts dancing. And everyone's wondering what has just suddenly happened. All the people coming out of CST are standing over there and watching over there. She's dancing, entertaining people. The father seems rather proud of what the daughter is doing. And as the song is ending, she just goes, starts collecting money from the people who gave her 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 5 rupees. A generous person gives her 10 rupees. And she goes back to her father. And father takes the money, pats her on the head, has a look of sadness, and puts it in a dabba which says Vidya's Education Fund, and puts it down there.
Wow.
So I think that would be the scene. Yeah.
I think, you know, everywhere your personalized background is somewhere or the other way. Dance, educational feel, wow.
See, I tried to include
We
all
loved
of it over
We
here.
loved it. Okay, we move ahead with this particular sequence, build a scene sequence. So what I thought was, I'll give you 2 characters.
Okay.
And a location.
Okay.
If 2 of your own film's characters, they meet
Okay.
at a particular location,
Okay.
what would be the conversation like?
Okay.
Kavya's father,
Mr. Singh.
yes.
Okay.
And Mr. Bansal, that is Badri's father.
okay.
He was a different character altogether. So, ये दोनों अगर एक lift में मिले, they get stuck inside a lift together, what would be the conversation like?
I pray that Mr. Singh starts hitting Mr. Bansal for being a bad father. But no, I don't know what will the conversation be. I think Mr. Bansal would have his oxygen cylinder with him even in the thing.
Lift.
And it would be a very funny conversation actually, that Mr. Bansal would be standing there with a lot of pride and saying कि मेरे तो 2 बेटे हैं और तुम्हारी तो सिर्फ 2 बेटियां हैं. And Mr. Singh would just look at him at the oxygen cylinder saying, तुम्हारी 2 बेटियां होती तो तुम्हें इस सिलेंडर की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. And the thing would have opened up and he would have walked out.
How
So it would have been just that.
You deserve a round of applause for
Thank
this.
you.
Okay. What is that one weirdest or funniest thing that you might have lolled about? You know, some media might have printed something about Badri ka director या तो Humpty का director Shashank Khaitan. You might have laughed out loud कि क्या लिखा है मतलब?
When people started finding out that I'm directing Humpty Sharma, there was a lot of rumors that अरे Shashank Khaitan ये Khaitan fan वालों का बेटा है and he has financed this film to get into Dharma. So that's something me, my family and friends would laugh out a lot. That this is really, really funny.
Awesome. Okay, so now let's get real. What I'll do is, you are as of now off Twitter for a while, you said.
I'm just back on it.
You're back on it? Okay, superb
Just
then.
now.
Yeah. So then you're on the go. Now I'm going to show you a few tweets about you
Okay.
on which you'd want your reactions live.
Okay.
We begin with the first tweet.
So this was, I think, the day Humpty was releasing. And yeah, man, this is my life, my family, my wife, my mom, my dad. This was a picture clicked by the DOP of my film, Neha Parthi. This is the first time my parents were visiting me on set in Chandigarh. She said, this is the best picture in front of the camera.
The next.
So this is probably my the most favorite film in my life. The Shawshank Redemption, a film which I watch very often even now. Once in a while I just switch it on and I watch this movie, and the line I think which is defines life, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. So I think self-explanatory that whatever happens in life, hope will never die. So yeah, it's a favorite film.
Wow.
You know, it seems like I might be high on alcohol when I wrote this, and I don't drink. I'm a teetotaler. But yeah, I think it is true for my movies that I try and write characters which are imperfect. They are not perfect because I think perfection is boring, and they should be real, endearing and sustainable.
All right, now it's time to shift the gear. It's about going on the top gear. We have this round called In a Jiffy. Like how rapid fire rounds are.
Sure.
I'll ask you something and you have to try answering that in the least possible time.
Sure.
We begin with it?
Sure.
All right. You have been a sportsman all your life.
Correct.
Yeah, so cricket versus tennis.
Tennis.
Why?
Because that was my first sport I ever played, and I love the game.
Your favorite tennis player?
Andre Agassi, all-time favorite. Actually, Andre Agassi and Roger Federer.
A book that you read during your school or college days that positively shaped Shashank Khaitan that how he is like now.
A book which I read, which actually introduced me to reading, was a book by Jeffrey Archer called Cain and Abel. And I think I love that book, and that's a book after which I started really reading books. Before that, I was not much of a reader.
You judge a film by its trailer?
I do judge it, but I still try and make it a point to see every film.
A favorite TV show that's currently on?
I keep watching The Big Bang Theory a lot. So I really enjoy that show a lot.
You've yourself written a reality show, Jhalak Reloaded.
Yeah, I was a part of Jhalak when Shahid and Karan were there. But I've not written much of it. I used to just write the kind of introductory gags for Shahid and Karan.
Favorite Karan Johar film?
Favorite Karan Johar film? Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
If you have a tattoo,
I already have a tattoo. It's on the nape of my neck and it's my wife's name.
best gift you've ever received?
A recent gift which I really value, which I've received, is a gift by Karan Johar after Badri released.
Huh?
I won't want to reveal what the gift is, but that's something which is really valuable to me. It's a bag, but it's really, really precious to me.
What films made you cry?
The Shashank Redemption, Hum Aapke Hain Kaun, when Renuka Shane falls down from the steps. Oh my
Yes.
God, I have howled.
You might be a kid then.
I was 11 years old, but it was really, I remember crying a lot during that film. And another film which I remember crying for is In the Pursuit of Happiness. I howled in that movie. Yeah.
One actress from Bollywood who would be an ideal date for Shashank?
You know, you should ask them. No one wants to date me, by the way. Nobody really cares about dating me. Hopefully, Katrina Kaif.
Okay. Okay. Favorite film in the past 5 years?
It would probably be Kapoor and Sons.
Android versus iPhone.
iPhone, any day.
A sport you wish you could play.
You know, it might sound really arrogant, but I can play most sports.
Wow.
Yeah, because I've played a lot of sports.
Even indoor?
Everything. I actually wish I could play the guitar, man.
An
I'm
impressive
actually
duet
trying
round.
to
The cool
figure out
dude.
some time to maybe learn how to play the guitar.
SRK versus Amir Khan.
I'm in the industry because of DDL, just I would say Shah Rukh Khan.
Raju Hirani versus Karan Johar.
Karan Johar as a producer, Raju Irani as a writer-director.
Alright, now what next we're going to do is I'll announce a few film titles. If you had to remake that particular film, they're very popular films, who would be the cast like? Sure. Yeah. The first is your favorite, DDLJ.
I've already done it in Humpty, Varun and Alia.
Andaz Apna Apna.
I think we should just bring Amir and Salman back together and call it Andaz Apna Apna 2, and it'll be a big blockbuster.
Okay, Trishul.
Trishul today would be Rishi Kapoor, Ranbir and Varun.
If the following films were to be remade, what would you change?
Okay.
This film first which is striking me right now is not your kind of a film.
Okay.
Your genre nahi hai.
Okay.
Ugly.
I would just make it a slightly happier end and get the girl to be alive. Yeah.
Okay, Devdi.
Actually, Devdi was really fine. I wouldn't want to change it. It was
Anything.
a quite nicely made movie.
Wow. Om Shanti Om.
Om Shanti Om, maybe I would have had a better casting for Shah Rukh Khan's father.
Batman versus Superman.
Change the whole film. Change the script.
Suicide Squad.
I haven't seen Suicide Squad.
All right. The next I have for you is On the Rocks. Here you are supposed to rate out of 10. Shooting in winter, cold weather.
10 on 10.
10 on 10. Your first film.
My first film, rating wise, 6.5, 7.
Okay. Shooting abroad.
Oh, 10 on 10. Just went to Singapore.
South Indian film industry.
I would say about 8.
Remake culture.
Super. 9.
Anxiety level on the day of release.
So I would say about 5. I'm okay.
1991 film Dil Hai Ki Manta Nahi.
Oh, superb. I would say about 7.5 movie.
हम आपके हैं कौन?
Hum Aapke Kaun would also be about 7.5. Lovely movie.
All right. Now I'm going to hand over something. You have a placard
Okay.
which says I have,
Okay.
and the other side reads I have never.
Okay.
Yeah?
Cool.
We begin with it. Been under house arrest.
I have,
When as a kid?
as a kid, locked in the loo.
Had a crush on any actress you worked with? For a while, although.
No, I've only worked with one actor and one actress, so actually I've never.
Have you ever been ragged?
Oh yeah, I've played sports.
Wanted to be a superhero? Huh?
Oh yeah, as a kid, of course.
Been to rave parties?
No.
Got fired?
From a job?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. I have
You have been?
100.
Been late on sets ever?
Never.
Never?
Never ever.
Oh.
I've never been late in general in life.
After I have never. This round is called awards round. Most hardworking actor, actress other than Alia and Varun, which you've heard about.
So I've only heard, I haven't worked. So I would say I've heard Katrina is extremely hardworking, and I've also heard that Ranveer is very hardworking. So I would take their names.
Most meaningless song.
You know, there was a song long back which I used to love,
Ah.
but was completely meaningless. Was Gutar Gutar. I still don't know what that means, but it was a fun song to sing at that time.
Okay, best party thrower in Bollywood.
Karan, yeah, has to be.
Has to be Karan Johar.
Yeah.
Best villain.
Amjad Khan from Sholay, and I think tied would be Amrish Puri from Mogambo.
Wow.
Yeah.
There were nobody who might have not tried this, no?
Yeah, I swear.
Last but not the least, weirdest food name that you might have come across, you've tasted some.
I think when I was growing up, I used to find it very funny. It was called Maki Dal. Maki Dal, which is Kali Dal, but I used to find it damn funny. So I think that has to be the weirdest. Though my favorite.
All right, and while the conversation is about to end, of course, the mandatory question: what next for the go-getter?
What next? Just try and work as hard. Try and make films which entertain people, and hopefully make a lot of money for my producers.
Yay! We had a super fun time playing these segments with you, and here is something we have to offer you.
Thank
Many
you so much.
congratulations and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Himalaya.